22 days ago, we pointed our rigs toward the horizon and never looked back. From the thin air of the Rockies to the mirrored valleys of the Tetons, the fire-forged heart of Yellowstone and the crown jewels of Canada. Banff, Jasper, Glacier, lakes the color of dreams, miles of gravel, miles of laughter, miles of stories we'll be telling long after the dust settles, and somehow we were just getting started. In Calgary, our convoy crew grew by one. Fred was joined by his nephew Joshua, quiet, sharp, thoughtful, the kind of young man who listens more than he speaks, until the road teaches him a few things worth saying. He didn't know it yet, but by the end of this stretch, he wouldn't just be visiting places. He'd be becoming well-traveled. British Columbia unfolded like a moving painting. Endless forest, still blue rivers, mountains stacked like forgotten giants on the skyline. The kind of country that doesn't ask for your attention, it simply takes it. By day 22, the road reminded us that adventure still runs on oil maintenance, clean socks, and grocery runs. We settled into North Haven Campground in Bonners Ferry, Idaho to catch our breath and catch up on life. Maintenance, laundry, restocking, resetting. Then we traded wrenches for hiking boots. A short walk led us to Myrtle Falls, a gentle trail, cool shade, water tumbling down stone like the world exhaling. Not every moment needs to be epic to be unforgettable. Some are quiet, and somehow, those linger the longest. With California's redwoods pulling us like gravity, we continued heading south. That night brought us to Plymouth Park Campground in Kennewick, Washington. But the road had another reunion planned. Joshua's sister drove in from Seattle. After months of FaceTime screens and missed holidays, they stood face to face again. While family stories filled the air, the Hummer got fresh oil and we filled every empty bin with supplies for the miles ahead. Day 24 delivered one of those drives you don't plan, you experience. Since leaving Bonners Ferry, Idaho, the highway unwound through forest thick with pine and shadow, mountains softened into farmland, rivers widened. The land slowly changed. By the time Oregon wrapped around us, the world felt broader, greener, wilder and quieter ways. And somewhere between Albany and the long pull toward Klamath, we smelled the ocean before we saw it. Such an amazing trip. We've suddenly found ourselves at the Pacific Ocean. Hello, California. California greeted us with salt air and restless waves. We stopped at roadside beaches, boots in the sand letting the Pacific remind us how small we really are. That night we landed at Chinook RV Resort. Convenient, close, and, let's be honest, rough around the edges. It felt like a campground frozen in time. Rigs that hadn't moved in years, stories written in rust and sun-bleached tarps. Not glamorous, but perfectly placed, because we were in the heart of something ancient. From the nearby Redwoods Visitor Center, we followed a quiet 2-mile trail. And then, being among the redwoods took our breath away. Not just tall, not just big. Cathedrals of living time. Their bark thick like armor. their branches disappearing into mist, their roots woven together like they were holding each other upright against the centuries. We stood small, we stood silent. You don't talk much around something that's been standing longer than your entire family tree combined. We drifted south on Highway 101, the Pacific pacing us mile for mile. Lunch found us in Trinidad, at a little spot called the Eatery, tucked inside a hillside neighborhood where time seems politely unbothered by schedules. Then it was on to Sumeg State Park. A short hike led us down to Wedding Rock. Each year, dozens of couples climb the rocky stairs to make their vows hundreds of feet above the crashing surf, with the wide Pacific Ocean as witness. Some say the name came from the original caretaker, who was married there a century ago. But perhaps the namesake relates to the towering rocks resembling a bride and groom. Wind, salt, stone. We scattered, some climbing, some wandering, some sitting quietly at the edge of the water. Not lost, just thinking. Sometimes the road gives you miles. Sometimes it gives you space to reflect on just how far this journey has brought us. By day 27, comfort sounded like a four-letter word. We found it at the U.S. Coast Guard Training Center in Petaluma, California. $95, 3 rooms, hot showers. Sure, Joshua drew the couch in the middle room. Character building, but we all slept like royalty. Next came Yosemite. We staged our rigs at a quiet little campground called Paradise Cove in Bridgeport, California. After securing our timed gate passes, we set early alarms for the next morning. After setting out, we climbed Tioga Pass on the park's quieter eastern side.
We made it to our first stop before the gate, and it's looking promising.
No lines, no crowds. Just us and the morning. The first overlooks belonged only to the wind and our cameras. Then slowly the icons appeared. El Capitan, Half Dome. Stone legends rising from the valley floor like the spine of the earth itself. We walked the trail to Bridal Veil Falls, mist catching the light, water falling like a veil stitched from clouds. In one day, we covered 160 miles inside the park and back to camp. Granite walls, green valleys, light bending around impossible shapes, beauty stacked on beauty. By day 29, noise of the world had softened. Yosemite didn't just impress us, it slowed us down. We thought about the miles behind us. The borders crossed. The friendships deepened. The strangers turned into stories. We felt proud, grateful, a little tired, and unbelievably lucky. Not just to travel, but to do it together. And we weren't done, not even close. Next time, Death Valley, Monument Valley, Valley of the Gods, Antelope Canyon, Horseshoe Bend, and a whole new chapter written in dust, stone, and fire. This is 214 Overlanders, and the wonder rolls on. Make sure you subscribe and hit the bell to receive notifications for new episodes. No roads, no worries. See you on the trails.